morning student, this is Harshal teacher and today we are going to learn the second part of the necklace. So what was the second part of the necklace? So in the first part we have seen that Madame Mathilde and her husband went for the party, and for that she have borrowed one necklace, diamond necklace from her friend Madame Foster, and she have lost that necklace in the party hall or somewhere else, so that she was very nervous, and even her husband also very nervous. So now we'll see what will happen next. They looked in the folds of her dress, in the folds of her cloak, in her pocket, everywhere, but they could not find it. Cloak means a garment worn over other clothes. That is called the cloak, like a store. Okay, so in the folds, everywhere they have seen, but in health, the necklace was not there. Are you sure you still had it on when you left the hall? He asked. Yes, I touched it in the hall at the ministry. But if you had lost it in the street, we would have heard it fall. It must be in the cab. Yet, that's probably did. Did you take this number? No. His number? No. Now they are thinking about where she had lost that necklace. Maybe in the cab, maybe on the street, maybe on the party hall. But she said that after coming back to the party hall, it was there. But afterwards, when she saw, it wasn't there. They stare to each other, stunned. Stunned means they were not talking with each other. At last, Loisel put his clothes on again. I am going back, he said. Over the whole route we walk and see if I can find it. So I will go the whole route wherever I have walked. I'll walk there, and if I could get it, I'll take it. He went to the police. He left. She remained in her ball dress all night, her mind blank. Her husband returned at about 7 o'clock. He had found nothing. He went to the police, to the newspaper, to offer a reward to the cab companies. Everywhere the tiniest glimmer of hope led him. She waited all day in despair at this frightful disaster. Why? Because she have to give back that necklace to Madame Foster. Loisel returned in the evening, a hollow, pale figure. He had found nothing. He don't got anything because they have lost. You must write to your friend, he said. Tell her you have broken the clasps of her necklace and that you have mended. So it will give us a time to look some more. So she said, Mr. Loisel said that you give the message to Madame Foster that you have broken the clips of that necklace and I have given for the repairing, mended, repairing. She wrote as he dictated. At the end of 1 week, they had lost all hope, and Loisel, who suddenly looked aged, declared means calm. We must consider how to replace the jewel. And so they went from jeweler to jeweler, looking for the necklace like the other one, consulting their memories, both struck with a grief and anxious. Means they were looking very dull, they were very sad. Grief means sad. In a shop of a Palatial Royal, they found a string of a diamond which seemed to be exactly what they were looking for. It was worth 40,000 francs, and they could have it for 36,000. So they begged the jewelers not to sell it for 3 days, and they made an arrangement that he would take it back on for 34,000 francs, and if the other necklace was found before the end of February. So they have when they saw the jeweler to jeweler, they have find exactly the same jeweler, exactly the same kind of diamond necklace, and they argue with the do the bargaining with that jeweler that you don't sell this necklace, but that price is too much, So that they said that we have to make the arrangement of the money. Loisel had 18,000 francs which his father had left him. He would borrow the rest. He have 18,000 francs but he had to borrow the rest. And he did borrow. He gave notes, made a rents agreement, dealt with every type of money lender, and then he went to get the new necklace and laid down on the jeweler's counter 36,000 francs. So he have to make too much arrangement, he have to lend too much money to buy that necklace. When Madame Loisel took the necklace back, Madame Forster said coldly, "You should have returned it sooner. I might have needed it." And after that, anyhow, she had given the Madame Forster necklace. That time, Madame Forster said, "You have to give it back sooner because I have to need it." From then on, Madame Loisel knew the horrible life of the very poor, but she played her part heroically. The dreadful debt must be paid. Dreadful means horrible debt. She would pay it. They dismiss their maid. They have dismissed their maid. They changed their lodging. They have changed their home. They rented a garret under the roof. They have rented a small room under the roof. She came to know the drudgery of housework. She had to do too much housework, the odious labor of the kitchen. She washed the dishes, the dirty linen. She carried the garbage down to the street every morning and carried up the water, stopping to each landing to catch her breath and dress like a commoner. So now her life is become more dirty, more hard than previous, because she have to do all household work. She have to do everything for her house. She had to bargain at the market, quarrel and face insult over every miserable so means a France pay paisa, like each month they had to pay some loans, renew others and get more time. So every time they are renewing the loans and get more time to pay the loans. Her husband worked extra every evening doing the accounts for the tradesman, and often late into the night he sat copying the manuscript at 5 paisa of a page. For the 5 paisa of the page he have to sit for writing the manuscript. Manuscript is handwritten documents. And this life lasted 10 years. 10 years they have lasted this year. At the end of 10 years they had paid off everything. Anyhow they have paid the everything, and even the interest also. Madame Loisel look old now. Often she brooded over the past. What would have happened if she had not lost the necklace? This life is just because the necklace. How strange life is. How fickle, how little is needed for one to be ruined or saved. See, ruined and saved is very different. So saving is always good for you, but if you are ruined means if you are taking loan from another, it is very difficult to pay. One Sunday, as she was walking in the Champs Elysees. Suddenly she saw the Madame Forster, still young, still beautiful, and still charming. Because she don't know about what Madame Loisel was doing for her necklace, and she was very happy in her world because she is rich also. Madame Loisel felt emotional, and should she speak to her? She now want to speak to her. Yes, of course. And now that she had paid, she would tell her all. Why not? Already she had paid the necklace also. Already she had paid all the loan and their interest also. So now it is the time to talk with Madame Loisel. She went up to her. "Good morning, Jane." The other, astonished to be addressed so familiarly by this common woman, did not recognize her. She stammered. She stammered means she ignored her. "But madam, I don't know. You must have made a mistake because she have completely changed. She cannot recognize the method. No, I am methyl Loisel. She said, No, madam, I am methyl Loisel. Her friend utters a cry, Oh, my poor methyl, how you have changed. Yes, I had some hard times since I last saw you, and many miseries, and all because of you. So, all these miseries or everything is just because of you, she said. Me? How can that be? How can that be? Because of me, you are suffering a lot. Then, you remember that diamond necklace that you lent me to wear to the ministry party? You remember that diamond necklace you have lent me to wear that? Yes, well, I lost it. What do you mean you brought it back? So she said that you lost it. So what do you mean you brought it back? I brought you back another exactly like it. But you have given me that necklace. How you can say you have lost the necklace? I brought you back another exactly like it. And it has taken. What do you mean? You have given me back. Then how can be just because of my necklace it happened? I brought you back another exactly like it, and it has taken us 10 years to pay for it. It wasn't easy for us. We had very little, but at last it was over, and I am very glad. So I have to lend some money, and she have told all the story just because of necklace happened. Madame Foster was stunned. She was also very stunned, means surprised. You say that you bought a diamond necklace to replace mine? Means you say that you have brought the diamond necklace to replace my necklace? Yes, you didn't notice then? Then where very similar. She said, You don't notice then? That was very similar. And she smiled with a proud and innocent pleasure. Madame Foster, deeply moved, took both her hands. Oh, my poor Mathilde, mine was an imitation. It was not a real necklace, it was imitated jewelry. It was worth 500 francs at most. Maybe it is a most of the 500 francs. Oh my god. What happened? Just because of the imitation jewelry, she had given more uh, worthy gift to her. Too much costly gift to too much costly diamond necklace to Madame Foster. But it was her destiny that they have to face all this kind of faith. Correct? So it is whatever is with us, we have to be happy. And if we borrow something from anybody, then we have to give it back immediately before lost. And at least we have to confirm that if it is an imitation or it is a real jewelry, because otherwise we have to be faced in trouble. But instead of that, we cannot borrow the things from others. Whatever is ours, that only we have to wear. Okay, so this is the moral of the story. In my case, I'll give you the hard word along with this video. I'll send the PDF with it. Thank you, students. I hope all of you have understood this lesson. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Thank you very much.